end, if all's going well with the connections, we'll get everybody to kind of switch their videos back on again so we can at least say goodbye to each other. But we've got, okay. Yes, so good morning, everyone. For those of you, I think I know most people, but for those of you that that I don't know, my name is Emily Bild. I'm the Director of Programs at Go Philanthropic. We're joined today by two of our partners from India and one of our partners from Guatemala. So very soon I'm going to introduce them and hand them over. They'll be doing most of the talking today. We're hugely grateful that they've joined us because they are enormously busy at the moment. So we are really appreciative that they've taken the time out of all their work to join us today. And thanks to everybody for joining. It's lovely to see everybody, and it's great to kind of be able to get together and connect like this online. So today is actually the World Day Against Trafficking in Persons. So it's quite fitting that we're meeting today, because even though the theme of our call is not specifically around trafficking, we know that when vulnerabilities increase in communities in a crisis such as COVID-19, we know that communities become much more vulnerable to trafficking. So I think, you know, this is, you know, it's nice that we've been able to get together and mark this occasion together. I just wanted to give a quick update on our Rapid Response Fund at Go Philanthropic. So we started raising funds at the beginning of April to help support our partners through this crisis. Today we have reached an incredible $150,000, which is way beyond what we ever expected. We're completely astounded by the support that we've received from our community, like many of whom are on the call today. And what this has meant is that we've been able to support every single request we've received from our partners during this time, which is phenomenal, and a really good feeling. So we have sent, to date, we have sent emergency grants now to 20 of our partners. And most of these have been for things like food relief, cash transfers to the most vulnerable members of their communities, and things like mobile phones, like cell phones and data to support remote learning with schools being closed. So there's been a really broad range of support that our partners have been providing, which they're going to tell you about very soon. So our approach at Go Philanthropic has always been to support local grassroots organizations who have close ties and strong connections to their communities. Like for us, this is obvious. It's a no-brainer. It's where and how the change takes place, but it's not how the aid industry works as a whole. In fact, 0.2% of international humanitarian aid goes directly to local and national NGOs and civil society organizations. So the vast majority, like way over 99%, goes to governments, to really large organizations like the United Nations and World Bank, and the very big international NGOs. So it's a shockingly poor statistic, really, when you think about it, like how little actually gets down to local civil society organizations. And whilst COVID-19 is a global pandemic and a global crisis, the effects are being felt very much at the local level and in communities across the world. And local organizations are, of course, the first responders in a situation like this. They're best placed to respond to local needs in a crisis. So self-help groups and local NGOs have played a crucial role in helping their communities to survive the lockdown measures, particularly the most vulnerable communities where our partners tend to work, where many people are daily wage laborers, and if they're not able to work, then they don't get paid and they're not able to feed their families. So for me, one thing that's been quite positive that's come out of the crisis so far is I think there's a growing recognition internationally of the role that local organizations have been playing during this crisis. And hopefully we will emerge from this terrible year with a greater understanding of the role of grassroots organizations and the role that they play in building a better future for the most vulnerable people. And so that's the theme of today's call. It's around community resilience and efforts that are being taking place at the local level to help communities through this awful crisis. So we're joined today by three of our partner organisations who live and breathe this work every day. This is very much kind of at the heart of everything they have always done. So first of all, I would like to introduce you to our first partner organisation, which is Vikalp Sansthan in Rajasthan in India. Usha has joined us today, and they have been enormously busy over the last few months, supporting both urban and rural communities who have struggled enormously through a very extended lockdown period in India. So Usha, I'm going to pass over to you to talk about some of the work you've been doing with your communities. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Emily. And hello, everybody. Namaste. My name is Usha. I'm from Vikalp Sansthan. And sorry if I will give you a little bit hard time because my English is not very good as level. So I trying to simple words so we can connect to thread together. So, and we are working in Rajasthan in India. This is the western part of Rajasthan, and we are working with the vulnerable, economically, socially marginalized community. And these communities are in from rural and remote area. So when, because it's in as normal situations also this community have lots of problem and lots of thinking, because these are all daily wages community, like they are earning in a day and they are taking food for the evening. So when in this COVID situation, in India also cases are raising. So sudden lockdown is very bad for this community. And these communities are, because sudden lockdown, they are lost their job, they are lost their daily wages. So this is the like a very bad situation. So in this situation, they are unable to access their food and unable to feed their family. And we found the elderly people, single women, and visually challenged people, orphan children, and migrant. These are community are really very bad situation, and they face very challenges in these things. So we are find a survey for them, what is their situation and what is their these things. So we in this survey we find really people, and lots of call also came to us from this community, and they share with us lots of when because here in lockdown is from 22nd March, and 2-3 days we wait to what is the going on. Then 24th 25th the community women calling us about their situation. So we jumped in the field, and 2 days we found to meet the community women and all these things. We take pass from the government, because government not allowed to go anyone, any person, stay home, stay safe. This is the slogan for this. But this slogan is okay for us, and this slogan is okay for the middle class family and economically higher class family, but not okay for this local people. So we went to field community, and community tell us, when I met some women, they asked, oh, in last 4-5 days we not drink tea. We thought, because before this we are thinking in our grocery item like wheat and salt and chili and ground powder and all these things. We thought, we never thought about the sugar and tea leaves. So 5 days that women are not drinking the tea. And lots of story also women share with us, like the one single woman, and his son fall sick, but because she have not any vehicle, and because all transporters are closed, so it's very hard to go to hospital to show treatment for his son. And lots of some other family, like a single woman, and they are also dependent on their daily wages. So they have no, because everyone, we are not in a sudden lockdown, so we are not ready for this. And these rural remote area community have not the like storage things. They are not storing any food, any money, any lots of things. So this really very bad for them. So we went to the community and we give them in this item, we give them grocery, 2,000 grocery, 6,000 masks. And one situation when we went to fill the come from community, because when school are running and Anganwadis are running, then for girls they are supplying sanitary napkins. But in this situation, because in lockdown the sanitary napkins also have this problem, so we find out the girls saying all this situation. So we also then add sanitary napkins, soap, sanitizers, and in one things are like very also very bad, because in lockdown very few people are coming in office. Not lots of we also not wants to our team on risk. So only 4-5 people we are volunteer for this work. So and here we are supporting to community for their grocery. Same time, because remote area have no that kind of awareness for the people. So we are doing awareness of them, case schemes. And in this COVID situation, government also announced lots of schemes, but the people have not that kind of information, and they are in that anxiety. What happened? What is going on? So we are also counseling them and trying to find out from in that trauma, and what is the government facility for them. So we are supporting of them. And same time, if any situation they have, we are doing the advocacy with the government. What is the situation in the village? So government also that we are bridging a pool for community and government. So government also supporting the community and for the team. So we are supporting to grocery kits, and government supporting to wheat and some pulses. So these are good combination for vulnerable things. And in this COVID situation, really the single women, the disabled people, the old age people, elderly people, and all these the orphan children, when we went to their situations are very bad. Some are illness people, they have not that kind of facility. So these are also problem. Same one things also coming, because in this lockdown situation, domestic violence cases are coming in the same time our helpline to call, please help us. And because in this situation, women are not access to come, because they have no vehicle, so no transport. So it's very challenging for us to going to the support to women, and also same time to connect the police and the government supporting structure. But in this situation, police also said, no, we are not to going to the this action, because we have the order to not in COVID situation, not arrest anything and not go to in the village. So that as one very big fight for the government, because in this COVID situation, the women face violence, and women are like his husband her husband throw out in the house. So what is that situation? So this is also fight law in this situation, like 50 cases in 3 months coming in the helpline. So this is also one challenge to reach the women and support to in this situation women, and also counseling to coming from this situation, to give her to grocery things and counseling things be. So sometimes we are going to home and counsel her and to take support for support from the police. So these are really very bad situation in this, but thank God when we jump into the field, so like a Go Philanthropic Foundation, lots of individual people like you are in call, they support to in this situation to you give all their money, pocket money. So from this support money, our confidence will boost, and we motivate and we inspiring to support to the people to all these things. And one challenge is really very big, because in our community 70% family people, like their male members coming from the Mumbai, Delhi and Surat, they are migrant. So this is I'm sharing with you my anxiety on that time. And today also, when in April month we went to the field, like 70% family members are from migrant. So it's very like risky also for us. Sometimes our family also saying, why are you going there? They are also coming 70%. So you are like on risk, and you are all other you volunteer and other team member also, you are making them risk. And so, and our community and women are like with us, like hugging and handshake. This is the our like all the bonding with them. So when we are in this COVID situation, when in April month, May month, we reaching field, they hope, oh, like they are coming in this situation, though they are hugging us and they are like handshake us. So that is like also tension for us. Oh, in their family coming people from Mumbai and Surat, and their Mumbai, Surat are like a bum blast in that time. So this is the very risky tension for us. But because of that bonding, we are like handle that situation. And we ask them, you are okay, you have no corona, but corona, we have corona, we are coming from outside. So please make this this situation, all these things. So we are going in this situation and handling all this kind of like domestic violence cases and these things. And same time we are in this situation, we are found also did survey with the women, what is their situation about the scheme, what is their situation about their family members earning things, what is their situation about their dropout and children's education. So same time we did all this survey, then we find out their family have no Android phone, their family have not that kind of connection about the internet, anything. Because in June government announced the online classes about their children. So this is also because they have no phone, they have no Android phone, they have simple phone, a very simple that keypad phone. So government announced the online classes, but they are not reach online classes. And in this situation, we and our team find out they will fall drop out from the education. And if they drop out from the education, they will go to child labor, and they will girls will go to the child marriage. And then again this domestic violence and violence circle and the inequality circle again come out in the situation. This is the like direct COVID impact. And girls and in this situation, girls are in house, they are not going to school, so their work burden is also very high. They are like doing housework, and they are going to farming, and they are going to like cattle care and to cattle eating foods. So this situation, they not 3 months they not show their books and not connected any education. So we trying to connect in these girls and boys to education for their future. Because in COVID will go in 6 months and 1 year after, we don't want to get them child marriage and for making a child labor. So we are we open now for a community learning center, like 10 to 15 students in a one time in open place to learning games and to like activity and for their education. So in this situation, we are 10 center we open for them education. We are providing them games, things, books, and coaching. So 2 hours in this 10 15. This way, our team members and our volunteers to supporting them for their education. So last June and July, we opened this center for the marginalized community children. So this way we are protecting them from child labor and child marriage.
So thank you so much, Usha. I think that yeah, you've really highlighted there some of the challenges that you're facing, but also the links to the long-term impacts of this crisis. That, you know, the fact that if girls drop out of school now, you know, they're at greater risk of never going back into school and being married. I just wanted to, we need to make sure that we've got time for all the kind of questions from people. So one thing I wanted to say that I forgot to say at the beginning is, if you have questions for any of the speakers, please feel free to send those through in the chat box. If you can find the chat box in the corner of your screen, if you send through questions anytime, that we'll try to make sure that that they get answered. And one thing I just wanted to ask very quickly, Usha, is there was a fantastic case study around that you shared with me around the grain donation, because you've seen lots of examples of your community supporting each other, and even people that don't have very much helping out their neighbors and helping out other people in the community. So I just wanted to see, like, if in just sort of 1 minute you could summarize what the grain donation camp was, that would be fantastic.
Okay, thank you very much, Emily. And like when we are giving the grocery of the people, so there are lots of one factory, and factory have lots of migrant from another different states. So they have not local crops. So we and factory person not give any money to them because they are single-handed without any money. So we give them grocery, and then we decided, because they have not grain, so we called a meeting and to talk with community, and we went to with a group in home to home, and that like a community give us a grain like 5 kg, 10 kg, 4 kg, 2 kg. We said, anyone you have single things, you give us like a small amount, but you give for the people. So we like a 4 quintal we found grain for the community, and we distributed that migrant people to that community. So that is the migrant story. Sorry, one story also. And we also appeal to the people, give some like a donation for any clothes or any lots of things for the people. So lots of people also in our community in a local area, they also give us lots of clothes to the support to the community they, in like 1 year for their family. And we also supported to migrants to reach their home. We did government advocacy, so safely they will like 70 migrants reach their home to safely from here to like bus and train and some personal vehicle. We advocacy with government to reach their home.
That's great. Thank you so much. I mean, I think that's what's really inspiring, is the amount of stories. Obviously, the scale of suffering in this crisis across the world has been horrific, but seeing how, you know, humans all over the place are stepping up to support sort of more vulnerable neighbours and community members has also been really inspiring. We've got a great questions come through from Sandeep, but I'm going to hold this off until the end after we've heard from Anuradha as well, because I think this also applies not just for India, but also for Guatemala. So thank you so much, Usha. We'll come back to hear from you at the end of the call, but thank you very much. That was fantastic. And now I wanted to introduce Jessica from Entremundos, one of our partner organizations in Guatemala. I'm sorry, Jessica, I can't introduce you in Spanish, I'm afraid, because my Spanish is non-existent. But we also have Mai, our Guatemala programs assistant, on the call today. So Mai will be translating for Jessica today. So Entremundos is an organization, their whole mission is to support community-based movements and organizations. So they support very small grassroots organizations, providing them not just with small amounts of funding, but also with the skills that they need to be more effective. So Jessica is going to tell us today about the grants that they've been providing to their partners to support their communities through this crisis. So thank you, Jessica and Mai.
Gracias. Bueno, muchas gracias a todos. Estoy muy contenta de participar en este espacio y poder contarles la experiencia de Entre Mundos.
So, hi everybody. I'm really happy to be here with you and to be able to tell you Entre Mundos experience.
Bueno, primero quiero contarles un poco de cómo funciona Entre Mundos, cómo hacemos nuestro trabajo para que también puedan pues entender un poco cómo realizamos este proyecto de emergencia por el coronavirus. Entonces,
First, I would like to tell you a bit about how we work at Entre Mundos. What is the steps that we take so that you can understand a bit better how we did what steps we took for this project.
Bueno, nosotros somos una pequeña organización ubicada en la parte occidental del país, lo cual nos conecta con muchas organizaciones, sobre todo organizaciones que trabajan con pueblos originarios. Y pues nosotros nos fundamos en el año 2001 y desde hace 19 años venimos fundando a las organizaciones, sobre todo a las organizaciones de base.
So we're a small nonprofit organization located in the eastern side of the country. We are fortunate to have connections with many grassroots all over the country, especially the ones that are based in indigenous communities and are led by indigenous populations. We've been working for 19 years.
Nuestro trabajo lo hacemos a través de tres principales ejes, que es el fortalecimiento de capacidades, en donde hacemos talleres y cursos dirigidos siempre a personal de organizaciones con el objetivo de fortalecer sus habilidades y sus competencias. También tenemos un programa de voluntarios en donde tratamos de conectar a las personas que tienen cierta experiencia y ciertas habilidades con las necesidades de las organizaciones. Y por último, también tenemos una revista que lo que hace es visibilizar las necesidades y darle la voz a las organizaciones y a los de qué es lo que están haciendo, cuál es el trabajo y también cuáles son sus necesidades.
So we work with three pillars. The first one would be strengthening skills, offering workshops and courses for people that work at nonprofit organizations. The second one would be the volunteering program, connecting people with experience and skills with the needs of the communities. And the third one would be a magazine that he used to provide a voice to these communities and these organizations to tell about their needs, but also about their accomplishments.
Nosotros lo que buscamos también es defender y promover los derechos humanos y tratar de apoyar en la erradicación de la pobreza. En ese sentido fue que trabajamos el proyecto de emergencia, el cual empezamos a desarrollar desde abril y pues actualmente todavía lo estamos gestionando.
So, we focus on human rights and we support communities that live under poverty. This is why we decided to start with the emergency project, the emergency response project that started in April and is currently going on.
Este proyecto realmente nos ha dejado una gran satisfacción porque hemos tenido la oportunidad de colaborar con distintas comunidades. Este trabajo lo hicimos a través y en colaboración con 16 diferentes organizaciones. Llegamos a puntos realmente muy necesitados y en donde frecuentemente no hay apoyo de gobierno o de otras organizaciones mucho más grandes.
This project has been very satisfactory, mainly because we were able to support communities and create partnerships with 16 organizations. Many of them are located in remote areas where there's not a lot of support from other nonprofit organizations or government.
Cuando empezamos el proyecto notamos que habían diferentes necesidades. Toda la población está muy necesitada, pero era distinto en cada área, en cada región. Por ejemplo, los médicos, las comunidades prontamente se tuvieron el incremento de casos y justo el apoyo que les habíamos dado realmente fue sumamente útil porque estas organizaciones trabajan con 2 clínicas comunitarias. Entonces, en ese caso, justo esos suministros fueron bien importantes para esas localidades.
When we first started, we noticed and identified that there were lots of needs, that there were needs in different regions, that most of the communities had specific needs. But then we started to prioritize, and for instance, we decided to focus on healthcare services and support for clinics and organizations that were focusing on providing healthcare services. For instance, we managed to contact and support 2 clinics in rural communities, and we were able to provide them with protective personal equipment and supplies. And that was just about the time when the cases started rising, so it was just in time.
Además de proporcionar equipo médico para personal comunitario, también estuvimos brindando alimentos y facilitando servicios médicos y servicios de agua potable a otras comunidades.
Besides offering the protective personal equipment and supplies to community healthcare workers, we also supported projects that were focused on providing healthcare services, drinking water, and food.
La razón por la que tuvimos como diferentes vías de apoyo fue porque, como decía anteriormente, vimos que en el caso de comunidades rurales con comunidades urbanas tenían diferentes necesidades. Por ejemplo, acá en Quetzaltenango, el lugar en donde está ubicada la Asociación Entre Mundos, las necesidades del área rural en cuanto a alimentación estaban hasta cierto punto cubiertas porque ellos se dedican generalmente a la agricultura. Entonces ellos tenían gran parte de la alimentación cubierta, pero el área urbana sí tenía muchas carencias en cuanto a alimentos. El área rural, por el contrario, había perdido ese acceso a poder tener servicios médicos que no estaban relacionados con el coronavirus, por ejemplo, odontología o pediatría, y justamente coordinamos esas acciones con organizaciones que ya estaban trabajando proyectos o programas como estos.
So it was very interesting to identify the needs in rural areas versus urban areas. They noticed that in urban communities, they didn't have access to food or other supplies, whereas the rural areas did have access to food because they were growing it. They were able to access it themselves, but they didn't have access to other services such as healthcare services and more specialized ones like dentistry or pediatrics. So that's why they decided to focus on the needs based on what they had found.
La forma en que Entre Mundos trabajan nos permitió acceder a diferentes sectores, a diferentes colectivos, y justo pudimos apoyar también a otra organización que trabaja con población con VIH positivo. Ellos tenían la dificultad de poder acceder a los medicamentos. También debido a las restricciones de movilidad no podían viajar a Quetzaltenango a poder obtener estas medicinas. Entonces tuvimos la oportunidad de no solo apoyarlos en la compra de medicamentos, sino también en la distribución de ese medicamento.
And the way that Entre Mundos works and their model of being in touch, in constant communication with different grassroots and community-based groups, allow them to reach remote communities, but also other organizations that were not receiving as much support. And she's using the example of one of the organizations that works with HIV-positive patients. They were not able to go to the closest or nearest city to get their medicine or other supplies. And they managed to partner with an organization that brought this medicine to them.
También logramos colaborar con otros grupos que trabajan con niños, con el tema educativo, y así brindarles también alimentos. o también estuvimos colaborando con un colectivo de pescadores que también fue afectado los primeros días de la pandemia, sobre todo por el cierre de mercados, y así con campesinos o amas de casa que tuvieron que suspender sus labores y perdieron prácticamente sus trabajos. Entonces fue una experiencia diversa en donde creemos que logramos aportar en diferentes sectores y en diferentes áreas de Guatemala.
So she says that this was a very diverse experience. Diversity was part of it, and they managed to partner with organizations that focus on youth, working with educational projects, also housewives or artisan fishermen who lost access to markets, so they were not able to sell their produce. And the diversity in the people that participated in these programs was unique to the project.
Great. I think Jessica has frozen.
Yes.
But I think she may have planned to finish there. I'm not sure. But that was really powerful. For me, what was very powerful there was seeing that impact slide. Thanks to Travis, by the way, who has created these beautiful the photo displays that you're seeing while the speakers present, and for pulling all that together. And the impact slide at the end, I mean, it just showed that by supporting kind of 8 different partners, their impact has been very, very powerful, and they've managed to reach you know, a very large number of people, like right across the country, which is really impressive. I haven't seen any questions that have come through for Jessica yet, but please do send any questions through in the chat box if you have any. I think what we'll do is move on to our final presenter, to Anuradha, and we'll hear from her, and then we'll have questions at the end for all 3 speakers. So I wanted to introduce Anuradha at Avani. Anuradha, if you want to switch your camera on there, we can see you. Many people already know Anuradha. Avani is one of GoPhil's very first partners. We've been working together for well over 10 years now. Avani do a huge amount of work on women and children's rights in Kolhapur in South India. And one of Anuradha's key strengths really is networking and collaborating with local government and with businesses. And by doing this, she's managed to improve the situation of thousands of women and children in the area. So Anuradha, if you can just share some of the experiences that you've had over the last few months, we're looking forward to hearing from you.
Hello, everyone. Another 2 speakers, they have expressed their work very nicely, and Avani also did same thing as they did. Now, basically, Avani has been supported by Go Philanthropic in majorly 3 areas, and as we all know that this COVID-19 has shaken the world, and we were disturbed initially so much, but we thought that let's take this as an opportunity to do many things, and we got a lot of quality of time with the children. So basically 3 Go Philanthropic supported programs which ran very well, and we made best use of our time and funds given to Avani for that. One is Home for the Girls, where we had 40 girls who are rescued child laborers and they need care and protection. So we could really spend quality of time with these girls, and did wonderful job. First of all, the girls made beautiful greetings. Then those who were weak in English and mathematics, we organized special classes for them for last 4 months. Then Earn and Learn program girls, they made masks, you know, and we were able to, Go Philanthropic supported us with 4 machines, sewing machine, and we could make more than 7,000 masks and sell around 3,000 masks we have already sold. And yeah, and we are also giving some masks to the donors who have been supporting us through all these. And this is the slide you see. Some of our older girls, they learned to cook, because we thought this was a wonderful time to teach them how to do the cooking and how to help themselves, make them self-reliant. We also organized the special yoga classes, so the girls, they are familiar with all these exercises. Then most girls enjoyed, that was meditation and thinking about themselves, and which helped mostly the girls who were has some problem with slow learning to concentrate. And we started teaching them right from that time itself. We utilized time very wonderfully by conducting various activity with the girls at the home for children. And some girls, they did wonderful drawings. They got opportunity to do that. Some greetings which we took opportunity to thank our donors, local donors who are supporting us years and years. So we presented them the greetings and things like that. Then Avni also, another program which Go Philanthropic supports is a community program where waste speakers, these waste speakers, they make, we are trying to organize them on self-help groups. So what Avni did, Avni basically 360 women were organized to become a part of self-help groups, and COVID-19 period, they had nothing to eat. So with this support, Avni tried to provide them food kits. Literally 3 times we have provided waste speakers food kit. One time with all rice, dal and all. Second time we took subsidized rice and wheat from government, and we were able to provide 15 metric tons of wheat and 15 metric tons of rice, Then some of the community areas where we worked, this time the waste speaker did not have any money, for self-help groups to save the money. So we gave them work of making masks, making masks and getting them some work so that they can save their money. So this activity was conducted very well. We reached out to thousands of women 3 times and provided them meal. Then very important things we did at the community level children was we made those who had a smartphone, we made them make the WhatsApp groups, and we sent different stories, then different types of evidence which give positive energy to the children, some good photos every day to these WhatsApp groups, and followed by call. The children were taught, how to read the books and conduct the library. So that we did very successfully. And gender equality classes also were done online with 160 boys at the community level. Initially, we traveled in the community, but as the COVID spread started happening more, we started working very smartly from the distance and observe the impact. And that program really worked out very well, even though we worked through the distance. So it was very wonderfully received by the participants also. And third very important program, which we worked through Go Philanthropic, and we are so thankful with Go Philanthropic support, and which has huge impact, that is a shelter home. We were literally able to take care of more than 90 homeless people at the shelter. In that, 45 women and 35 men. Now also those temporary shelter exist. There were some mentally ill, with the court support, we took them to the, as a part of the rehabilitation somewhere. And we could give them quality of life. There were some young girls and women, if the shelters were not there, they would have been raped or would have been had terrible life. So with GoField support, we could provide them food, clothes, shelter, security. They also had some yoga classes, many activities, you know. So it's still going on, and it's running very, of course, the cost is a little bit high, but we are able to control them getting ill, and also they cannot go back to their homes because of total lockdown. Now, very important thing we did is advocacy with the government, because we realized we cannot reach all the time with the food to the people. So what we did in the national network, AWNI worked with the government to provide work to the people. There is a law for 100 days. So we requested government, why don't you do that for urban areas? So government is being flexible, and now slum people are getting work and minimum wages from the government. Then 5 kg rice and 5 kg wheat till the end of October, government is going to provide. We did nationwide advocacy for that. Then we also went to the government, because children are terrifically affected right now. And only those who have access to smartphone, they are getting access to education. So we are asking government, forget about education at present. Children are hungry at the slums at large level. So we are pushing very hard, and it might happen in one of these days that we want government to implement midday meal program. So national wise advocacy is being done with the government, so that government takes over and do that job. So right now we are struggling, but I have 100% sure government will start giving midday meal to the children. And we don't opt on online education, because it is going to create big disparity among the children, and poor children can never go to school. So for us, we are asking government to highlight the midday meal and health first of the children. The challenges we came across was, the biggest challenge is lot of cases of domestic violence every day. So we worked in a risk. Sometimes we worked in the community where there were a lot of COVID cases to rescue women from the homes. Then child marriages. We had huge issues with the polices. Then violence against the children, taking children, kidnapping children. Then child trafficking, suicide. So this was so traumatic conditions, and police are just saying, oh, we can't do anything. So again, we are doing advocacy at the national level. And in 2 days, we have called with the state leader, that female leader, that she has to act on that. So we are running signature campaign that what is happening to women and children, and state is keeping quiet. Don't give us the reason of corona. So we are very much disturbed with the amount of atrocities against women and children is happening. It's very bad. And the child labor and cases of child abuse is tremendous. You know, it's very disturbing. And as I said that we are working, we are looking, even though there are so many challenges, issues, we saw this total as an opportunity to get reconnected with our donors, informing them what is happening. And we are very sad and emotionally affected, all my workers, seeing the conditions. But I said that we have to see this virus as a new normal. Who knows, another serious virus may come. How do we take it, you know? So we are taking this message even to the communities, because lockdown is not the solution. We have to act upon, we have to see this as a positive phenomena and go ahead. So the waste speaker, those who lost their total livelihood, we are trying to make them realize how we can go ahead positively. We are not going to die. How we can fight against this. So this message is very powerful for them and even for the children, how we can take this as a positive phenomena and new normal concept. So that we are doing. And on 3 level, on health and education and nutrition level, we are working at the national and state level in terms of advocacy. So these are the things Avni was able to do. And I'm very optimistic, even though vaccine doesn't come quite soon, there are ways to overcome this virus. Nothing to get scared, but one can take care and increase your immunity, So this is not the end of the world. Scott is showing me one slide. Yeah. Because of Go Philanthropic donation, we were able to help 720 children. 720 children we fed with the meal every day for 2.5 months. Daily meal served for 3.5 months. 39,600 people took the advantage of that. Then 78 kg and 172, what is this?
Pounds of food.
No?
Sorry, Anuradha, I
Pounds
think I have to
food is
stop
being
you for a
served
minute.
each day. Yeah. So we have taken this total as an opportunity, and we are doing, even government is considering us as a partner now,
I was
and
just
we are helping them. Yeah, we are helping them at every level to strategize, to come on to the certain point on how to see the things. And we also help government. Now patients are increasing more. So Avni suggested government how we can decentralize many things. So we are acting as a partner and as a part of the, helping them to strategize different things, and because they are also confused. This is hard, So someone has to take initiative to be with them, helping hand. Yeah.
Thank you, Anuradha. That's amazing. I mean, I think what's really I think that was very powerful. And I think, like you say, what's come out of this and what's obvious from all of your presentations is that although this has been a terrible crisis, it's also been an opportunity. And, all of you have been working and collaborating a lot with the local government. And certainly this has provided opportunities for the local government to have a better understanding of the role that you play as organizations in supporting the communities. And hopefully this will give a sort of new working relationship with them moving forward. We've had a couple of questions that have come in. I realize we only have sort of 5 minutes left. So I just, the one question we have is around what are the prospects for opening up schools and businesses and religious places of worship in your areas? So maybe if one of you could just answer that from India, whether things are starting to open up, when you think schools might open up there.
No, schools, there is no certainty about opening the school, and religious places also government may not open because people will immediately do the huge crowd there. So schools also, they are doing online only, they are trying to struggle. But these two things, it's uncertain. It may not open as early as it could be. It won't happen.
Yeah.
Nearly so. Yeah.
I know that, Jessica, you froze at the end of your presentation. I think you had one more minute left that you wanted to share about some community resilience that you'd seen. So do you want to just kind of take the minute to finish with your examples?
What's the question? Yes. Can you repeat the question?
Sorry, this was for Jessica.
Mae, no sé si podrías ayudarme.
Sí, te están dando el espacio para que cuentes las oportunidades que han surgido a raíz de este proyecto y lo del mural.
Bueno, sí, gracias. Sí, yo antes de finalizar solo quería comentarles que durante esta temporada de pandemia todos hemos tenido como emociones muy fuertes, mucho miedo, preocupación, pero también creo que es importante resaltar esas actitudes positivas que tanto la comunidad como las organizaciones y los colectivos han tenido. Hemos sido testigos de que muchas organizaciones han buscado colaboración y somos parte de esas mismas colaboraciones. A raíz del proyecto de emergencia, nosotros tuvimos la oportunidad de colaborar con otra organización y vamos a crear un mural con el tema de resiliencia comunitaria. Y creo que esto nos deja plasmar mucho cómo ese tejido social está tratando de salir adelante de toda esta crisis y cómo estamos todos tratando de reforzarnos los unos a los otros. Entonces, espero tener más adelante esa imagen para compartirla con ustedes y animarlos a cada uno de ustedes, a las organizaciones y a las compañeras que también están luchando allá en la India para seguir adelante y agradecer a ustedes por todo ese apoyo de parte de GoFil y por este espacio también.
She didn't want to finish the call without sharing with you that, of course, as we all know, that we've all gone through difficult feelings of fear and anxiety and many other things. But she's also been witness of very positive things, lots of collaborations, and they, Entre Mundos, have been able to collaborate as well with many other organizations. And one of these beautiful things that came out from this pandemic and all of these feelings is that they're creating a mural with the topic of community resilience in their community. And as soon as they have the image, she will share it with all of you. And she just wanted to thank all of you for being here today, and also to send her best wishes to Usha and Adarada in India for you to keep fighting and keep working with your communities as well. And gracias, Jessica.
Gracias a ustedes.
Gracias
Thank
a
you
ti
so much, Jessica. Thank you. We're almost out of time. But yeah, that sounds fantastic, that mural. We would love to see it, and we'll certainly share it with everyone when we do. Usha, did you want to just take like 30 seconds? Is there any sort of like last thought that you wanted to share before we close?
Thank you very much, Emily and Jessica and Anuradha ji and all Go Philanthropic individuals and Go Philanthropic partners and all supporters. Really, because of your support, all your Go Philanthropic partners and Go Philanthropic people support, we are motivating from you, inspiring from you. So we are working with the community to support them. So it's really thank you so much, and we learned lots of from the Jessica and Anuradha ji from all this situation, what we are doing, all these things.
Thank you. I mean, I think that's how, I mean, I'm certainly leaving this call feeling very positive. I think, you know, we can choose to see all of the things that have gone wrong in this crisis, or we can choose to see all the opportunities that seem to be coming out of it. The three of you are, you know, your organizations are doing such fantastic work, and it's obvious that this crisis has provided an opportunity for you to strengthen the relationship with the communities, and also with, you know, with local businesses, create connections with local government and authorities, and hopefully this is something to build on, like moving forward as we start to come out of it. So I wanted to say a huge thank you to the speakers today. Especially in India, it's quite late in the evening there. So thank you so much for staying up with us today. Thank you for joining, and thank you to everybody who has joined this call. I think these Zoom calls have been very effective in helping us to really feel connected as a global community at a time when we're, you know, not able obviously to travel or to meet in person. We've been running these calls over the last few months. We will have more coming up in the future. We're hoping to do one soon on Southeast Asia and community resilience there. So please keep a lookout for an invitation to that, which should be coming soon. you know, I know this is a very difficult time for everyone, but if you are able to support the Rapid Response Fund, or you know people that are, or you're able to spread the word about it, I think Travis will probably send the link to our website in the chat box. If you want to find out more about any of the partners you've heard from today, please do look at our website. And if you didn't have a chance to ask any questions that you would like to ask either to us or to our partners today, please feel free to send those across, and we'll make sure that we answer those. So I think, yeah, if you would like to switch your videos on, then please do, so we can at least kind of see each other before we go. And I think, yeah, the main thing really is, the most important thing is for everyone to take care of themselves, their families, their communities, and to stay safe during this really difficult time. So yeah, I think we can unmute everybody so people can have an opportunity to add any last thoughts or say goodbye.
Thank you, everybody.
Bye. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Travis, for all
Thank you
that.
so much.
You all be safe.
Thank you,
Gracias.
everyone. Namaste.
Lovely
I
to
know.
see you.
Oh, nice to see you all.
Lovely.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And thank you very much, Go Philanthropic All family.
Oh,
Hi, Jenny.
Oh.
Hi, Jenny.
Hi.
be safe.